Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you a Copilot agent that I have created for a personal use case. So this agent is called as a blueprint, and this is created in such a way that it will help as a developer for me to create a different kind of documents. So I have added some skills like if I develop a solution, I would like to generate some test cases. Then if I have a project brief, right? So then I would like to create architectural plan or architectural diagram to share with clients. Then once the project is completed, I would like to have a full solution review of it, right? So for this use case, I have built this agent. That agent is called the blueprint, and this is the purpose of it. I have added some instructions like how it should work, what are the skills available. So in the new Copilot Studio interface, we have the skills, we don't have topics. So these skills that I have created, the test cases, solution overview, DFD diagram, architecture plan, and the architecture diagram. So for the architecture diagrams and DFD diagrams, I am added a skill. So in such a way, it will give me the Mermaid code. So if you don't know what Mermaid is, so it's a tool we can say to create these kind of diagrams. We can use the different shapes to create it from scratch. Otherwise, we have a code that we can enter and it will create a diagram. So I have added the skills in such a way that it knows what code to read and how it will create a diagram. Then after that data flow diagram, I have added architectural plan. So every skill that I have created, I took help from GPT only to write the proper description, what are the instructions, what are the guidelines for that skill, right? What is the output expected, and some examples. Because you have to give some kind of example to the skill, so it will know when user asks me something in which format I would like to show them output, right? So it's not mandatory, but it is good to have things. And the last one is architecture diagram. For the test cases, I have added a generic test cases thing. And the one thing I would like to mention here, this agent is not something that you just give an input and it will start working. I made it conversational and interview focused. So when I say interview focused, that I mean when you ask a question to the agent, it will ask a cross question until and unless it you both are satisfied that okay, this is the output that I will need. So for the test cases, what I did is I have written a skill in such a way that it will ask the user what kind of skill you would like to generate, whether it's a functional only, UI, UX, or whatever else option will be there, right? Based on the document that we provide and based on the conversation we do, right? So this is all the things. Then I have connected it to the SharePoint document library called as Blueprint Artifacts. So whatever document that is going to generate, it will appear directly in the SharePoint library. So I will not upload them manually, it will automatically gets created. And the knowledge base, obviously, I will give it to that specific targeted library only. I have kept the memory option turned on because I would like to have this agent's memory to be used in certain places. Because let's say if there is any diagram that is generated, right? And because it's an AI, we can't predict like it will give 100% working code. So sometime I would like to do some modifications, like so let's say it gives me a diagram but somehow that code is not supported, then I will tell that agent, okay, in the latest update this code is not supported. So I would love to have these things in a memory because not every time I will be updating my skills right after each error I got. I will do, but not every time or every error. Okay, so this is about the agent. So let's see what output that we are getting. So what I did is using Claude, I generated a fake use case like document management system. This is kind of a project brief document that we get like of, you can call it as a project requirement document as well. This is a document control that we need. What is the problem statement? What are the objectives, scopes, what kind of RBACs do we have, and the core functional requirements. So as a developer, I have this document. Now, the first thing I would like to do is to create an architectural plan and a diagram, right? So what I will do, I will just upload that document here and I will just say that agent, okay, I have this document. what to do next. Let's see what agent will suggest us. See, the first thing it is doing is it is using the skill analyzing doc. Now, this is not something that I have created. There are some by default skills created as I have added the document. So that's why it is loaded the skill. Now you see, this is solid project brief form ERP document system for this user, and these are the deliverables and what it will cover. Okay, so based on this document, it knows like these 5 things can be delivered, right? So in starting, I would not be using test cases or solution overview, right? So I'll just go with the prepare me architecture diagram and data flow diagram. Okay, now what I'm expecting here is that we have the skills called architecture diagram and the data flow diagram. You see, it loaded the skill architecture diagram. So if I go here in the brief, you see that's the same skill that we have here. And I have written an instruction when this skill is activated. When user asks anything about creating a diagram or the plan, okay, in that cases only. Now, this is all the internal things that we are seeing here. So as I'm in the development mode, I see all these things. But if I switch on this end user preview, then this is what your end user is going to see, because end user doesn't care about what things behind the scene. They just need output, right? So, but for development purpose, this is good because we know what are the skills that we have written, they are actually calling when it's supposed to, right? So we'll just wait for some time and see what output we are getting. Okay, see, so behind the scene these all things are happening. So it's not something like you give an input and you just have to wait. You can read all the detail like what actually happening behind the scenes, right? So it will gives you a proper things that agent is following, right? So now it says I have everything from the brief and generate the diagram. Okay, so the first one is, I think it is completed. Now it has loaded a second skill, data flow diagram. Okay, see, for the data flow diagram, it knows what to create and what to not. Okay, so now it is creating both diagrams and both are the files. So once this is generated, both files will be added in this blueprint artifact document library. So let's wait for a couple of minutes. See, now it says both files have been created, now uploading to SharePoint. Now here, I have not used any tool like create a file, create a item in SharePoint. Instead of that, I use the MCP, the WorkIQ. In the tools, if you see WorkIQ SharePoint, so it has all the tools already created. So you see, whatever SharePoint actions we have to use, it has everything pre-configured. You don't have to actually use a specific tool like we do have in Power Automate, right? To create a file, to create an item, right? You don't have to do that. This way, we can use the actual intelligence. So I don't have to provide any inputs, although I have given a knowledge sources, so it knows where to put that document. Okay, you see, I found the blue fact artifact library. Its ID is this. This is the graph API ID, and this is now I am uploading both the files. Okay, see, now it has created two actions because one for the DFD diagram and one for the architecture diagram. See, I have not given any input like which site I have to use, which document library I have to use, okay, in the chat. Now you can open in SharePoint, you can open directly here, but it will download it. I'll directly go to SharePoint. I'll refresh this. See, the architecture diagram DMS it has created. Okay. Now see, this is everything we got because SharePoint now support a markdown format as well. So on the left hand side, you will see the code. On the right hand side, you will see the actual result. Okay. So this is the architecture diagram. These are the component legends. So I know it's very small here. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this code, go into Mermaid, paste it here, and let's preview it. See, now this is the complete architecture diagram it has created. So there are the user roles, reader, contributor, approver, admins, and all. Then what the reader will do, it will authenticate browser documents. For identity and security, we have used the Azure AD. Application layer will be Power Apps, SharePoint Document Library Portal. The orchestration, we will be using Power Automate Engine. For the notifications, we have the Outlook and email. So see, this is how detailed diagram it created. As an end user, it will be a lot of confusing because there are too many arrows are going back and forth. So yes, we can ask it to make it proper, right? So like on the left hand side we can have the layers, and on the right hand side we can have the individual, what we can say, blocks. Okay, but the goal is, see how detailed diagram it has created for us. And this is not something that you can expect by just giving a prompt. You have to give a proper skill, because these things I have written a very detailed instructions in that specific skills. Now let's see what it created for the DFD diagram. For the data flow, again, I will just copy this code, go to Mermaid, paste it, and let's see. See, for the data flow diagram, it has created. So the external actors like author and contributor, they upload documents or resubmit based on the approval, alert the author of the submission. The notification will be approved or rejected. Whatever the notifications are there, they will go to either emails or the teams. After that, the first step is submit a document. Second step is after document submitted, create a stage task. So here we have all the approval. So these number representing the sequence. Okay, the first, second, third, fourth, right? Then if it is approve, reject, or send back option, we have all the cases, the reject, send back, it will end the flow. If it is approved, then it will write the decision, right? So this is the complete data flow diagram it created. Now see if it can help us with the test cases. So I'll just write a prompt. So I will ask to create a test cases that is must to have in this kind of solution, right? So based on the architecture and everything, I think the role-based access control is the first important thing. Then functionality, right? Approve, reject, and everything. These things needs to be there, right? So as a developer, we know what we have to test, but to have it somewhere documented, it will be always helpful for us, because there are some cases that we might lost track of it. Okay, so see, now it is loaded the skills called test cases. Now if I go here and this, see the test cases, generate a structured test cases, functional UI or edge cases. Okay, this is the description, instructions when the skill is activated, guidelines, and examples. Okay, so you can pause the video, you can read this in detail, but now let's jump to the conversation directly. See, now I have everything I need from the project brief, functional requirement, acceptance criteria, user roles, and everything. Now let's see what it will create. Now the document is generated, it is uploading to SharePoint. Okay, so now the test case document is created. So if you can see here, and let me just reload my skills as well. So let's see what is generated. Okay, so what we are expecting for each test case, the name, title, steps, and expected result should be there. And it should be in table format and the document. Okay, so let's see, this is the DMS. Then there is a scope of testing. Okay, see, now these are the test cases. For every test case, we have the number, priority, steps to reproduce, and expected result. Okay, so what it did, it I think it grouped based on the criteria. So document approval life cycle, I think this is all about the approvals. Then the multi-stage approval. Okay, so this is it. Like basically, I needed to show you guys how the agents is not something that you can build it for someone. Okay, so you can use the skills to simplify your work process as well. So if you have any doubts, any question, please let me know in comment and I'll be happy to help. And if you want the skills, like I will also attach a link in the description or in the comment. So you can download these skills as it is and you can build your own agent and try this out. Thank you.